Hello, welcome back to my channel. Yes. Hey, Newcastle again. Ole, ole. Fuck's sake, how many times are we gonna play this team? No offense to Newcastle, but this is getting kind of old. 2 times in the Carabao Cup. 2 times in the Carabao Cup. 2 times in the league. Now in the FA Cup. Hey, I'm getting kind of tired of this. I'm sorry, bro, but 5 times in a single season, not a must. Get out of here. Get out of here. But we do play them again. We've had still the number most of the season. We've had still the number. Big up to Wim. I'll get to this in a bit. Big up to Wim in the building as well. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, you played the same team 50 times. Oh well, whatever. You play Newcastle 30 times. You play Madrid 5 years in a row. It is what it is. They love the drama. I promise you, it's random. We have randomly drawn Real Madrid 5 years in a row. We will randomly draw Madrid again if they don't bottle it. That's better not be. We will randomly draw Real Madrid again for the Champions League. It's all random, I promise you guys. This it's all random. There's no there's no fake shit for drama. It's all completely random, I promise you guys. Yeah, it ain't, is it? But oh well, here we are. I can't say much that has not been said already about this game, because how many times you have played against them already. But I will try. So, for starters, Newcastle have hella fucking injuries. They've had so for most of the season, but I mean, if you actually go through those injuries, it's actually kind of sad. So, Botman, who I think is the best centre back, to be honest, injured. Wissa, injured. Kraft, Star, Livramento, Guimaraes, Millie, Lewis Millie, all injured. Now, Lewis Millie, I don't know much about him. He's a new player from the academy, so not a big loss. A big loss is Bruno Guimaraes. The biggest advantage that teams can have over Man City is a physical midfield. Man City has struggled with physical teams this season. What Newcastle is lacking is their most physical midfielder, Bruno Guimaraes. So that is already Newcastle's biggest potential advantage gone. Wissa, you want your strikers there. Now, what's his name? Woltemade. There you go, that's his name. Woltemade is available, I believe, but he's not played in a while, which I find interesting, but I'll talk about Woltemade in a bit. But if I'm just looking at the overall teams, and I'm just looking at the injuries, I think that Man City should win this game, just based off the injuries alone. Look at the injuries that Man City have picked, that Newcastle have picked up compared to Man City. Then there's, of course, it's at the Etihad tax, and Marmoush always scores at the Etihad. Now, interesting enough, I'll see a lot of people not put Marmoush in their starting 11. I think that's because Footmob doesn't have it in their predicted 11. If you don't know, Footmob generates a predicted starting 11 for these games. So I think a lot of people just look at that and say, oh, Marmoush is not in there, I'm not going to put him in my 11. But I think Marmoush starts. There's no two ways about it. He has to start. He's scored a lot against Newcastle. He tends to score at home. His only hat-trick, his only City hat-trick at the moment, comes against Newcastle. He has to start this game. Because first of all, he just seems to like playing against Newcastle. Second of all, we need to rotate. I know it's boring to say, but we need to rotate. If you want to go on that 10-game winning run at the end of the season, if you want to win those last 5 games of the season, you need these players fit. I want to start from March to the end of the season the exact same 11 every Premier League game, barring injuries. If we can do that, You can rotate against Burnley and stuff, but if you can do that, that is a massive advantage you have. Because just having the same 11, people don't understand how much of a factor it is just to have the same 11 start week in, week out. Because look at Man City in the Champions League, the year we won it, the treble season. We started exact same 11 every Champions League game. Only changes that happened throughout the entire knockout campaign were injuries. There were changes in the group stage, but the entire knockout campaign, only changes were for injuries. We never rotated. That is why we were so dominant in Europe, because you have the same starting 11. You know what you can get off the bench. You just know what you're gonna do. That's how you get that run. So I don't see Marmoush starting a lot of games coming up, because I'm just gonna look ahead quickly. I know you shouldn't, but you should. Because when managers say one game at a time, they lie. There's a grander strategy involved when it comes to football. You have to plan out your 11s based on how you're gonna rotate in the future. We play after we play Newcastle, we play Leeds. Is Marmoush gonna start that game against a deep block? Probably not. It's Leeds away, by the way. Then we play Forest at home. Maybe, but probably not. Then you have West Ham away. Again, maybe, but probably not. I think maybe you can play him against West Ham. Okay, fair. That's one game. Crystal Palace? Nope. Chelsea? Probably not. Arsenal? Almost certainly not. Burnley? Okay, 2 games. 2 games so far. Everton? Nope. Any low block is an instant nope for me. Brentford? Nope. Bournemouth away? Nope. And then Aston Villa at home on the final. No. That's 2 games where you can play Marmoush, in my opinion. Other than this Newcastle game. So you have to start them. I just find it weird. I find that Man City fans this season, it's not like this has always been a thing with Man City fans. I find this season Man City fans just go with the wind. Oh, this player is popular right now, he needs to start every game. Oh, this player, he didn't score last game, he shouldn't start any game. I feel like it's so weird. Just such a fickle fan base right now. And that's coming from me, bro. Like, you know it's bad if I'm saying it. Prediction Club Brugge 2-0. I'm gonna begin hate. Now, I don't hate Newcastle. I hate the fact that we played them 5 times this season. It's like Real Madrid. I do not hate Madrid. I respect Real Madrid because they are. Real Madrid is what every footballing institution wants to be. Let's be honest. That's the level of class. Maybe minus some of the history aspects, but like the level of class, the level of winning, the quality. You wish to be Madrid. So I don't hate Madrid. I don't hate Newcastle. But I hate that we played these teams. 5 times in one season, that's way too much for me. Like, if we play Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, 2 times in the Premier League, of course, 2 times in the Champions League, that's also 5 times, and then we could play a 6th time in the FA Cup. That's way too much. Like, I don't hate these teams, I just hate playing against these teams over and over. Especially when you consider that both the... No. First deck was in December, I believe, but we play Newcastle 3 times in like 2 months or 3 months. That's too much. Like, I'm sorry, that's way too much for me. I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Arsenal game later. I'm doing great, thank you for asking. How are you? Respect to Vincent Company. Didn't see. Honestly, I just haven't kept up with the entire Vini situation. It's unfortunate that it happened, but I can't be bothered to keep up. Like, you know, no offense, I just can't be bothered to keep up with all that stuff. Cause what are they gonna do? Let's talk about it. You know what? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna change? Are they gonna punish anyone? No. Is the club gonna put out an apology? Or the player? No. Are they gonna get fines? Stadium bans? No. Are they gonna put new rules in place to stop this from happening again? No. So at the end of what are they gonna do? They're not gonna do anything. Because, to put it bluntly, majority of football fans are that type of person. Majority of football fans are that type of scum. No offense. And maybe I shouldn't say the majority. Maybe that's maybe a loud minority, but still a sizable minority. It's not like 5%, it's like 20, 30% of football fans are like this. They're not gonna... Like, I'm sorry to say it, but I can't keep up with this stuff. It's just so fucking... so annoying. It's honestly so annoying. You say Arsenal, say Tottenham win. Oh, did I say Arsenal too? Yeah. Tottenham 2-1 win against Arsenal. Sorry, I misspoke. Yeah, but... I'll talk about the Tottenham-Arsenal game later. Big up Baron as well. Big up, how are you? So, my starting 11, because I just went on a fucking rant about Marmouche. My starting 11, it's gonna be Donnarumma. I could go on a rant about Donnarumma, but I've done it before. I don't think it gets boring. But just to put it short, concrete terms, if you think Trafford is better than Donnarumma, or we would have picked up more points with Trafford rather than Donnarumma, please stop watching El Nobbins' videos and actually form opinions for your own. Just saying. Because I know for a fact nobody comes to these opinions on Theodore. Like, listen, I am a YouTuber. Nobbins is a YouTuber. LB is a YouTuber. Dabs is a YouTuber. We talk our own opinions, yeah? But sometimes a YouTuber just comes out with such a ridiculous opinion and everyone subscribes to it if they're big enough. I don't remember who it was. Someone said, start Guardiola right back. Suddenly a bunch of people, Guardiola right back, Guardiola right back. That's not football. Like, you cannot just hear a YouTuber say this, that, or the other and suddenly believe it. And not if it's from me, or if it's from Typical City. You can listen to us, you can hear our opinions, you can form your own opinions on our opinions. But I'm so tired of the amount of people. They see a YouTuber say something about a goalkeeper, a right back, a left back, or whatever. That opinion is now gone. As I said, Typical City, I respect the guy, I love him, and this is no fault of his own. But Typical City had an idea. He had an idea for Guardiola to play right back, and he had logical reasons for it. But I just think that it was a bad idea. But suddenly, after he made that video, a bunch of people in the fanbase were talking about Guardiola right back. This Donnarumma thing, yeah? It's the exact same thing. One person had a somewhat logical reason for believing Trafford over Donnarumma. And I'm being very generous when I say somewhat logical. And now so many people in the fan base say it. If you honest to God think that we would have more points with James Trafford in the net rather than Donnarumma, there is no world in which I can describe to you how strongly I disagree. I mean, it's just not football. It's just not football. First of all, our problems don't happen in phase 1 of the build-up. I see this so often. Our problems are in phase... No, they're not. Actually, in the second half, because when people say phase 1, they mean our second half is worse because we build up from the backward. But that's not true. We actually break into the final third more often in the second half than we do in the first half on average. You can check the Brighton game, the Tottenham game, same story. We got more entries into the final third in both those games in the second half. But our passing accuracy in the final third went down. It's not a goalkeeper problem. It's very simple what the problem is. Our only engine in midfield, Bernardo Silva, is old. He's good, but he's old. Can't handle 90 minutes every week. So when you play through, when Bernardo Silva is your only midfield engine, and now this guy can't handle all 90 minutes anymore because he's old, and that happens when you're old, then you're gonna collapse in the second half. I said it, not just this season, I said it last season, when it was happening last season. It's the exact same issue. Now we are better at dealing with it. Because we've got O'Reilly, Gonzalez, Rodri coming back, helps a lot. We've got a better back four. Our front three press is better. We're more reserved defending. We counted just a little bit more. But this is not an issue that originates out of the goalkeeper. You could put Prime Ederson, James Trafford, Donnarumma. It will not make a big difference. Because this is not a phase 1 issue. This is final third issues. Which, by the way, happens when not a single one of your front three players have ever played a full season together. Just not a single one of our front three this season have played a full season together. Emmanuel Haaland, well, depends on who we throw in there. Cherky sometimes. One or we throw Cherky in, or we'll throw Marmoush in. None of these guys have played a full season together. So yeah, you're gonna get these final third issues when these players haven't played together. When you have centre backs who, I mean, Guehi, Husnov. Guehi, Husnov, who's the other one? I just blank. Guehi, Husnov, Alain. None of these three guys have played 30 games for Man City. None of these guys. None of these guys have been a full season at Man City. He's been hit for 5 games. Or something like that. You're gonna have these issues when your entire back four is new. Ait Nouri arrived here in the summer, then he got injured for half a season. You're gonna have these issues when half your team is new players. Even the goalkeeper. Sure, throw in the goalkeeper is new. The midfield. Gonzalez, he's not been here for a full season. O'Reilly, he's new in midfield. Yeah, he came from the academy and he played midfield in the academy. That's night and day from doing it in the Premier League. So, you're gonna have these issues with new players. Foden, he's new to the deeper midfield role. Again, all these players, they're new. Tijani Reinders. So I find it weird, very, very weird, to put that blame on a single player when half your team is new. I don't mean to repeat myself, so it's the last time I'm gonna say it. But when half your team, half your 11 is new, has not played a full season at the club, none of your front three have ever played together before this season, you're gonna have issues in build-up. That's just the way football goes. And so many people, they want to find a scapegoat. Either their scapegoat is Bernardo Silva, or it's Diaz, or it's Donnarumma, or it's Haaland even. It's not football. That is not analyzing football. That is just noticing a problem and inventing the solution. You're just making up a solution. No regard of whether it actually works. You may notice the problem, but you don't understand the causes. So you just make up whatever solution and you hope it sticks. So I can't stand when people do this Trafford over Donnarumma stuff. I really can't. It's so annoying. We need Spurs to pull something off. Yeah, again, I'm gonna come back to that Spurs game, but we need to put the pressure on Arsenal first. We need to win our game. But forget Spurs. Fuck them. They're losers. They're bottle jobs. They are the biggest bottle jobs in English football history. Forget Spurs, yeah? We need to put pressure on Arsenal so that Arsenal can bottle it against Spurs, because then they get into their mind. Then they get panicked. We need to pull something off, and then we can talk about Spurs. So, we need to put the pressure on Arsenal. And big up Michael, by the way. Haaland hat-trick when? When's the last time he scored a hat-trick? I think it's Ipswich Town, but I could be talking shit. For the Man City, of course. I know he scored like 5 goals against Moldova. Was it Moldova? I think it was Moldova. Anyhow, he's not scored a hat-trick for the City this season. Which is insane, because he's got 22 goals. The last Erling Haaland hat-trick for Man City. West Ham? West Ham, away. West Ham away is the last time Erling Haaland scored a hat-trick for Man City. That was 1-3. 31st of August, 2024. Hey, brother, you need to get a hat-trick. You need to get a hat-trick, brother. Not today. Well, of course not today. You don't play today. Not tomorrow, per se, but this guy needs to get a hat-trick soon, doesn't he? Jaros of Ajax is injured. Unfortunate for him. Trafford is not that good. Like, there are so many teams with better second keepers than Trafford. And imagine he's your main keeper. Yeah, I think that's the other side of the extreme aisle. One side is Trafford is better than Donnarumma. That is very extreme. The other side is Trafford is not a great keeper. That is also very extreme. Does he start for Liverpool? No. Does he start for Arsenal ahead of Raya? I don't think so. Does he start for Chelsea? He starts for Chelsea, let's be honest. Does he start for Real Madrid? No. Does he start for Barcelona? Probably not. Does he start for PSG? I've not watched PSG, so I can't say. Does he start for Bayern München? No. So, is he a good goal? I think he's a good goalkeeper. Just not the best. Like, I'm sorry to say it. It's unfair sometimes, but when you go to a big club, these big clubs are cutthroat. Man City, Arsenal, we're all the same. Madrid, Barca, we're cutthroat. We will get you in, we will sell you dreams, then we will get a better option on the market, and we'll say, to the bin with you, bring in this better guy. So it's the nature of the beast. It's unfortunate for Trafford. But that's how it goes. Bernardo Silva back to Portugal, please. Hey, leave Bernardo alone. He's played good recently. He's played good when he's played 1 game a week. When he's played 2-3 games a week, that's when his performances drop off because he just can't handle it anymore. But when he plays 1 game a week, he's been good. And with O'Reilly coming into midfield, I think we've solved a lot of those issues. I want Gonzalez Rodri getting in midfield, but you don't want to risk both of your sixes at the same moment, do you? So I understand why Pep doesn't do that. You might get Kovacic Rodri, which I do think is better than O'Reilly Rodri. I'll get into that later. But yeah, Donnarumma is my goalkeeper. I spent 30 minutes on telling you guys Donnarumma is my goalkeeper. What a controversial opinion. Man City fan base. Somehow. Nunez at right back, because who else are you gonna play at right back? So yeah, I'll play Nunez at right back. Now, I'm not sure about centre backs. Guehi is our only option. It's the one who we play next to him. So I'm not sure. So it's between Kuznov and Diaz. I think Diaz is a lot better than. No offense to. I think Kuznov is brilliant, by the way. But I think Diaz is the best centre back in the Premier League. People talk shit about Diaz because this, that, or the other. They don't appreciate what he does. I think Diaz is the best centre back in the league. But Kuznov. First of all, Kuznov has a good pace, which is going to help against some of these players. I'm going to be honest, that pace argument is a bit wank against this. But he has got the pace to bail you out. The main problem is that Diaz, how fit is he? Can he start this game? Because I want Diaz starting the last 10 games of the Premier League season. can dress against Birdie, but I want this guy starting at least 10 of our last 11 games. So, how fit is he? How fit is he is always a question for me. I would start Diaz if he's fit enough. I would start Diaz. But I also want Husnov to get minutes. Like, Husnov has finally started getting minutes, you know? I want this guy to keep getting minutes, because I think he will be a mega center back. So. It's Guehi and Diaz or Husnov. It's one or the other. It's one or the other. If I had to predict what Pep will do, I think Pep will start Husnov. I'd prefer Diaz, to be honest, but it depends on his fitness. It all depends on Diaz's fitness. So Nuri is going to start left back. No competition, of course, because O'Reilly has to start in midfield. Accommodate for the weakness that our midfield currently deals with. So what I would do, I would start Rodri, O'Reilly, Foden in midfield. And my idea is Foden drops down deep. Foden is the playmaking 8, like deep lying playmaker, spins balls over 30 yards, because he's so good at that. And I'm gonna need to be a bit on the Foden defense league. But yeah, my back four, let's finish that up first. Like Nuri, Guehi, probably Diaz, but I think Pep will start Husnov, and Nunez. And the reason I think Pep starts Husnov, is because I think he will be careful with Diaz bringing him back, which has good merit to it, by the way. I don't mind that. So yeah, that's my back four. With midfield, I want Bernardo Silva to start. Do I want him to start, actually? Because I also want Foden and Cherki to play together. That's another thing. I want Foden and Cherki to be playing together. So how do you get all these guys in the same lineup, right? I mean, Rodri starts. There's no argument about that. Rodri starts, of course. I'm thinking right now. So I'm gonna have Rodri starting. I want Foden to play next to Rodri as a deep lying 8. Just play deep, ping those balls wide, those 30 yards passes. I said this, was it the Fulham game? I said this. I think it was the Fulham game. I talked about this. Where Foden, he does not have the killer pass. He is not a 10. He does not have that killer pass. He's never gonna have it. He's not that player. That's just not the type of player Foden is. But it doesn't have to be the type of player he is. Because you create an engine out of Foden. You make Foden do the cardio. You make Foden do the work in midfield. And then have him play in those tight spaces. He's so brilliant in tight spaces. Nobody can tell me he is not brilliant in tight spaces. You're lying. You're lying if you say that. So, I want Foden in that midfield where he's gonna be in those tight spaces, where he can shine in those areas, where he can slow down a game, where he can get you up a pitch, where he can get those diagonals, those 30 yards passes. I want that from Foden. And I want... But the problem with that is Foden is not Bernardo Silva. So Bernardo Silva will do all that, except the diagonals maybe. But he will give you the work rate in midfield. He will run. We know that of Silva. He'll try to win the ball back at every moment. The reason I want Bernardo Silva to not start is because I want this guy to rest. Again, we're talking about the last 10 games of the season. He needs to plan ahead. This lineup needs to think about what the last 10 games are going to be like. Bernardo Silva almost certainly plays all of the last 10 games. He almost certainly plays the entire run-in. So, you want to get Bernardo Silva dressed while you can. This guy needs to get dressed where he can. So, this is a game. Dress Bernardo Silva. Put Foden in that deep role, because, again, we come on to Newcastle's injuries. Our biggest weakness is a soft midfield. O'Reilly in midfield helps fix that. Foden, it's not going to be a big detriment, because Newcastle do not have their best players right now. They don't have Bruno Guimaraes. They don't have Livramento. They don't have Sarr. They don't have these players. So even if our weakness is a weak midfield, Newcastle do not have the tools to exploit that. So we don't need to force Bernardo Silva to start this game. You put Foden in that deep role so he can learn that a bit more. And then you just create these diagonals to the wingers. You try to be direct. You try to get in behind the fullbacks, who aren't that good. Trippier, he's a bit on the older end. Trippier, I assume Trippier starts for the Newcastle. Trippier against Semenyo. I don't think Trippier wins that battle of pace. So I want these long balls from Foden. That's what I want. So I'll do Rodri, Foden, and O'Reilly in midfield. O'Reilly, add that physicality, and to also be the player further up the pitch. Because I don't think Foden is particularly good. No offense to him. When it comes to that final ball into the 16-yard, it just doesn't quite have it. And Haaland is going to start up top. Don't argue with me about Erling Haaland. I hope the edgy people who wanted Erling Haaland benched are fully gone now. Oh, Erling Haaland has not scored in 3 games. He needs to be benched for life. Okay. We are worse without with Erling Haaland. That's what I love. We are worse with Erling Haaland on the pitch. You know, we've won 1 game against a top 10 side in the league since, was it April? I think April of 2024. Yo, we are almost 2 years in. It's been almost 2 years where we have only won 1 game without Erling Haaland against a top 10 side. But people will get confused because, we played some fancy football against Wolverhampton Wanderers. No offense to them, but they're the bottom of the league for a reason. They just hit double digits, drawing Arsenal, which is very funny. But there's a reason they're the bottom of the league, isn't there? They've got 1 win all season. You know what's funny? I think they had 1 win all. They had 1 win all season. That was. Was that against Sunderland? No. I don't. I can't remember, but they've got 1 win all season, bro. Like, oh, we are better without Erling Haaland. Look at how we play against Wolves. We are better without Erling Haaland. Look at how we play against injury-ridden Newcastle. Like, I swear, that Newcastle got so many injuries, they're Swiss cheese. You can look through them. But we're better without Haaland, guys. Because we won games against bottom half of the league teams. One of them, the worst Premier League team in decades. Another one, absolutely injury-ridden, struggling all season, but we're better without Erling Haaland. Yeah, makes sense. Makes a ton of sense. So wingers are going to be Semenyo. I think that's inarguable. So yeah, I want Semenyo and Cherki, but then you have Cherki right wing. So you put Semenyo left. But Semenyo is better than. Actually, I did not think this through, did I? I did not think this through a lot. Because I was thinking, we're gonna have some. I was thinking we're gonna have Foden spray diagonals for Cherki and Semenyo, but yeah, it's then you have Semenyo on the left. I didn't think this through. Husnov since Diaz is only just back. Yeah, I think that's what Pep will do. Stephen Palmer. Pick up Stephen Palmer. Can you imagine we win the league 1 year in rebuild? I can. I can very much so imagine Arsenal give this away. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Man City. Because, you know, the blue shark. The blue shark, you know. Pick up the blue shark. Hey. Blue shark. They're not exactly imposing at the moment. We are not exactly... We're not exactly imposing right now. We are not a great white. We are not a great white. We're not a tiger shark. We're not a surgeon. You get the point. We are one of those big mouthed sharks. Really big, open-mouthed sharks that swim very slowly. And they hope that a fish is dumb enough to swim into their mouth. Now I've got some news for you. There is a fish in the ocean that's just maybe dumb enough to swim right into our mouths. Arsenal Football Club. That is Man City right now. That is Arsenal right now. We have no right, let's be honest, we have no right to be on our title right. We should not be here. And yet Arsenal have completely put us in. Arsenal have played us on. Arsenal is the fullback who lags 5 yards behind the rest of the defensive line. That is what Arsenal is. They have played us on. We dropped points over and over and over. Silly ways. Arsenal could not finish the job. Yeah, big up Adam, how are you? I'm doing okay, you say? Big up Adam. Hey. So my front three, you know what? I'm gonna stick with what I said earlier. Because I'm too far in to completely revise this. Filipe Luis, Flamengo, and the mud. Hey. It's not every season that Flamengo is in the mud. But it is almost every season at this point. It's not every season. But it's almost every season at this point. So, biblical scenes. Biblical scenes. The first leg of Recopa. Lost 1-0. Yeah, 1-0, that's not that bad. They can remontada, you know. They can have that remontada. You know who can't have that remontada? Arsenal. Because Arsenal are in front, but Arsenal will muddle. So, let's talk about Arsenal a bit. We've talked about Man City. I'm gonna stick with Semenyo left wing, Cherki right wing, because I don't think Semenyo is as good on the left, because he can't shoot. Well, he can shoot. You know what I mean. He can't come inside and shoot as easily. And I just prefer him on the right, but it's fine. Play him on the left. It's fine. Fine. Because he's gonna be up against Trippier. Well, he's gonna absolutely rinse Trippier if he's up against him. So yeah, I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna have Semenyo and Cherki on the wing. Against Lanús. I don't know who Lanús is. South American Super Cup. What's the point of them again? Hey, many a man have asked the same question. So, let's talk about Arsenal a bit. We've talked about Man City. If Arsenal come up to us, and they, I mean at the Etihad. If Arsenal come up to us at the Etihad, and they're 5 points clear. Deep block. Deep block. Boring football. 0-0. Arsenal win the league. That's what they'll do at the Etihad. They don't care if it's fucking anti-football. They don't care if it's boring. Why would you? Why would you care about the circumstances in which you win the league? They're desperate for the title. It's been, I don't know how many years. They are desperate. So that's Etihad game. I don't think it's going to be decided many people think it is. I think the Etihad game will be the final nail in the coffin. If Arsenal are 2 points clear of Man City when they come to the Etihad, they'll play for a draw. If they're 1 point clear, they'll play for a draw. If they are winning on goal difference, they'll play for a draw. You need to get these guys to want to win at the Etihad. You need to put pressure for that. Newcastle is our toughest game left until we play Arsenal. Or Chelsea. Newcastle, Chelsea. Our 2 toughest games left before we play Arsenal in the Premier League. We can easily go on a winning run if we beat Newcastle now. We play before Arsenal. We play the Saturday almost every game. Then Arsenal play on the Sunday. Almost every game. So, we play Newcastle tomorrow. Arsenal play on Sunday. We win. Arsenal is sweating. City, they're right behind us. Oh, yeah. Then you go play the next game. I think the next game is Leeds. We play on the Saturday. Arsenal, they play on the Sunday. Against Chelsea, I believe. So, you win that game. Oh, they're right behind us. Okay, let's say they win against Tottenham and win against Chelsea with that pressure. We win against Forest on I think it's on Wednesday. They play at the same time, doesn't matter. We go win against West Ham on the Saturday. Arsenal play on the Sunday against Everton. Each time you put pressure. Each time you put pressure. Each time make them sweat. Make them think. We drop points. You don't make them think, you make them know. You make them know for the fact. If they drop points against Tottenham and we beat Newcastle, we will be top of the league, assuming we win out a game in hand. Assuming we win out a game in hand, we'll be top of the league. That pressure is going to get to these lots. These lots cannot handle pressure. Not for life or money. They cannot handle it. Keep putting the pressure. They know every single game. We have a lot of luck and we play one day before Arsenal each time. Every single game. We drop points now. Man City will catch up. Man City will overtake. They're only 2 points ahead, assuming we win our game in hand. And our goal difference is better. I think it's 2 words, but that's because we've got a game in hand. It will be better once we've got our game in hand played. So, these guys need to go to the Etihad knowing we need a win. If they go to the Etihad and they are comfortable playing for a draw, I think the title is far from decided. But if they go to the Etihad playing for a win, they will lose. I am 100% certain if they go to the Etihad playing for a win, they will lose. And if they're 1 point behind us at that point, or even equal on point, 3 points down to Man City, 5 games left, title might as well be done. So you need to keep putting pressure on these lot. These lot cannot handle the pressure. They cannot. We have had not 1, not 2, not 3, but now 4 seasons of evidence that these lot cannot handle pressure. They're doing it again. And they'll do it again. Just put the pressure. You want to go game by game, as you should. Go game by game. I'm just looking at the big picture right now of why it's important to win these games. Why it's important to put this... There is no excuse. There is no... Arsenal will drop... Will they? Will Arsenal drop points? Probably. But have they? No, they've not dropped points yet. And I'm not sure that if they can play for the draw at the Etihad, that we win that game. I think that's a draw if Arsenal play for the draw. Game by game. You need to win every game. Go game by game. There are no, oh, we will drop points, Arsenal will drop points. No. Keep the pressure on. Put the pressure so high. Put the oven so high. And Arsenal melts away. That is what you need to do. I can't stand this people talking about we will drop points, Arsenal will drop. One game at a time. I've just looked at the bigger picture, but one game at a time. Every game we have to win. It's a final, every game. You know what they say. It's the final. Every game to the end of the season. One of those Twitter parody accounts are apparently gone. I won't. I don't care. No offense, I don't care about Twitter parody accounts. I don't care about Twitter accounts in general. The bigger the account is on Twitter, either it's from a big content creator or it's a fucking dumbass. Like, it's one or the other. Big content creator or dumbass. Sometimes you get 2 in 1. Hey, just saying. I will not speak the name, but you know what I'm talking about. Did you saw my short video edit I did? I didn't. Did you send that to me on Twitter? Send that to me. I didn't see it. Let me check. Give me a moment here. Oh, you did send that to me. I didn't see it yet. Yeah, I'll have to check that out after this. Plus, or game in hand. Yeah, we've got a game in hand. If we win that game in hand, we're 2 points behind. But again, you need to keep that pressure high. Yeah, because we are in this position now. We are in this position now. Great position to be in. Don't slip up now. You want to talk about mentality? Rodri talks about mentality. Don't slip up now. Do we deserve to be here? I don't care. We are here. Don't slip up now. Arsenal are also allergic to scoring goals from open play. Didn't they score both of their goals against Wolves against open play from open play though? I don't care how a team scores. Listen, scoring is scoring. Scoring is scoring. If you win a league title having only scored corners, you're gonna care? No, you're not. You're gonna say, Corner FC, ole ole, we are the champions of the land. If you win a league title, scoring 38 goals and conceding 0, 1-0 every game, you will be the best team in Premier League history, factually. If you scored only 38 goals all season, you win all your games 1-0, boring, this, that, you will be the best team in the Premier League. So when people say, oh, but they suck to watch, they do. Oh, but it's corners, or it's set piece, I don't care. If Man City was top of the league, playing football like that, take it. I'll take it. Winning is winning. Everything else is excuses, bullshit, and losing. There are no draws, by the way, in the Premier League. Just so you're aware, there are no draws in a Premier League title race. In a top 4 race, there are draws. In a relegation battle, there are big draws. A table, there are draws. In a Premier League title race, there are no draws. It's win, lose, or lose. You don't have draws. Because every time you drop points, you lose points. But the way you need to think about it, yeah, is you didn't pick up a point. You lost 2. In a Premier League title race, there are only winning and losing. So none of this draw stuff. None of this drawing stuff. Arsenal back-to-back London derbies. Listen. I do not rate Tudor. I do not rate Tudor. But I know he got something for me. He got something for me, that new manager Bounce. I don't rate the guy. That new manager Bounce? that can do something for me, bro. Tottenham and Chelsea, yeah, back to back. So that's kind of disgusting, isn't it? That's like Man City having Man United and Liverpool back to back. New rivalry, still one-sided. I mean, it's not a rivalry. Like, we do not have a rivalry with Arsenal. Until Arsenal win a trophy that we could have won, it's not a rivalry. If Arsenal win the league title, take that league title away from us, that's a rivalry now. But Arsenal have not yet won anything against us. So it's not a rivalry. How can it be a rivalry when Man City have won 4 league titles in a row? A treble. The FA Cup, of course, the League Cup. Arsenal have won nothing. It can't be a rivalry until they've taken something from us too. Right now, we are just punching Arsenal up. They're our punching bags. We pull them over our legs and we spank them every fucking day. Every season. That's not a rivalry. Now if Arsenal punches back, now you've got a rivalry. If Arsenal win the league title, now you've got a rivalry. But it's not a rivalry until they take something away from us. Otherwise, it's just a bitching. We're just bitching them around, we're slapping them around. It's not a rivalry yet. Not for me. The last few seasons, they've been doing set pieces more than open play. Yeah. But who cares? This is a quality Arsenal have. Arsenal are not losing games because they can't score from open play. They're not drawing games because they can't score from open play. They're drawing games because they can't score more than they concede. The goal they conceded against Brentford. How many chances did they give Brentford? The collapse against Wolves. How do you lose a 2-goal lead against the bottom of the league? Like, there the problem is not going forward. There the problem is defensively. If you're going to rely on your defense that hardly, better make sure you got a defense like Chelsea under Mourinho. You can't rely on your defense the way Arsenal does if your defense is going to throw a 2-goal lead. You can't. But at the end of the season, at the end of the day, they are definitely allergic to trophies. Hey, you don't want to talk too soon, because they could beat us in the Carabao Cup final, they could win the league titles. Like, this is not done. This is not done. I'm also gonna say this. Am I confident we can win a title? Yeah. I think we can win the title. I think we're in the position to go win the title. I mean, I know for a fact, if we win all our games, we win the title. Factually. If we win every game, from now to the end of the season, we win the title. Doesn't matter what Arsenal does. But it ain't done. It also ain't done. So you don't want to celebrate too soon. We've not won the Carabao Cup yet. We've not won the Premier League yet. We've not won the FA Cup yet. We've not won the Champions League yet. We've not won any of these trophies yet. Arsenal could still win all 4 of them. I'm not saying Arsenal is winning the quad, by the way. Don't get too excited, Arsenal fans. So don't celebrate too soon, what I'd say. I didn't even read this, my apologies. That draw against Wolves, bottom of the league, felt like a loss. It is a loss. It is a loss. Draws do not exist in a title race. They don't exist. In a title race, you did not draw a game, you lost 2 points. Arsenal lost 2 points. Didn't draw a game, they lost 2 points. There are no draws in a title race. There's winning, losing, and losing. And losing is always losing. It doesn't matter if it's 2 points or 3. If you have 2 consecutive draws, or 1 win and 1 loss, you pick up 2 points from those 2 draws. You pick up 3 points from that loss and win. So, did I just do this for the law? You know what I mean. So, there is no such thing as drawing in a title race. It doesn't exist. It don't exist. Don't have the draws in a title race. It's fake news. Get Donald Trump in here. Fake news, bro. Fake news. Pick up Donald Trump. I shouldn't be picking up Donald Trump. Let's avoid politics, eh? Fuck Donald Trump. Now I've picked him up and I've told him to fuck off. Now you don't know what side I'm on. I think you can guess from the type of content I make. North London Derby. 2 seasons ago, City had United and Liverpool back-to-back. Did we have them back-to-back in the 4th? I don't think we did. 1 second, let me check. I remember the 3-1. That's the game Rashford scored that goal. Foden scored twice in like, I think 10 minutes. And then Haaland scored right at the end. Stunk out a goal. Is that right after the Liverpool? Check. Oh yeah, that was back-to-back. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that was back-to-back. Then the Anfield draw. They were so angry about the Doku thing. Because obviously, when you jump into someone, you should get a penalty when you jump into someone. Makes sense. Arsenal has a fragile ego. Well, Rosa, you've said nothing in chat until I mentioned Arsenal's. Like Rosa, you've been silent all stream. I mentioned Arsenal. The first thing you type is Arsenal has a fragile egos. I've been talking about Man City all stream. You've not said anything. So okay, this goes both. I've said this before. Man City and Arsenal have the same fan base, but we just win trophies, so we're less annoying. Because when you win nothing, that's when it gets. You know, that's when it gets sad. But when you win trophies, it's easy to seem happy. March of 24. But Wolves kind of a win. Yeah, but Wolves is not in a title race. Like, yeah, for the Wolves it's a win and all this. Wolves is not in a title race. Wolves is bottom of the league. Wolves is happy to hit double digits. Wolves is happy. Yay, we hit double digits. Derby is happy. They got to keep their record. The only team in Premier League history not to hit double digits. I'm talking points now. Derby had like 9 points. Also, how sad is it? How sad is it to get like 9 points in a full season? That's the record, right? Lowest point finish in Premier League. I think it's 11 points. Okay, my apologies. It's 11 points. So these are bad, by the way. Shall I read through these? If my internet would like to load. My internet's just crash. Oh, my internet is acting up. If this stream ends suddenly, you know why. Well, Transfermarkt still works, it's just Wikipedia, okay. Okay. I can't see it. I wanted to go read through all these teams, but oh well, I guess we can't. Sad days. Alexa, play Despacito. Anyhow, let's round up here, because I'm waffling at this point. I'm waffling and waffling and waffling at this point. So let's round up. Who am I most worried about for the Newcastle? That's a new thing I'm gonna round up the stream. Because usually, before my comeback, talk about my comeback in a bit. Before my comeback, I used to always talk about just City and these, and I'd talk about like the opposition in like relation to how we'd set up. But I don't really talk about the opponents a lot in these, do I? So I'm most worried. When it comes to Newcastle, I'm most worried about Woltemade. I think Woltemade is absolute class. For some reason, Newcastle, I don't understand why. I don't understand why Newcastle is not starting Woltemade every game. I don't get it. if I am Eddie Howe, Waltmade, every game you start. But he played against Aston Villa, I think. Played against Aston Villa. But like, other than that, did he play against Tottenham? I don't think he did. He didn't play against Tottenham. He didn't play against whoever they played before that. This guy's not playing games. Like, this is still the best player. I think that he's still the best player, and he's not playing games. That is incomprehensible. He played against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. I didn't watch Champions League game of Newcastle. I don't think he played against Brentford. Why? Why is this guy not starting games? He is the player who worries me most. If I am a Newcastle fan, I want Waltmade there. But what they're doing is they're playing either Wissa, but Wissa is injured, so no Wissa, or they're playing Gordon as a striker, false 9, he's neither. He's a winger for me. That's what Gordon is, he's a winger. It really ruins their structure. I find it, I just don't get it. I really don't get what Newcastle wants to do. Like, maybe they're trying to play that pyramid formation that Man City plays. Or maybe they're trying to play an inverted pyramid, where you have like the 4-3-1-2. But that just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. My biggest worry, as a Man City fan, facing Newcastle, is Waltmade. I bet he's not even gonna start. I bet you right now he's not even gonna start. Pick up Luke. Northampton Town. Puma. Last day partnership until the end of the season. There you go. Northampton Town moving massive. What league is Northampton again? Pick up Luke, by the way. He's out. Oh, mate, you're gonna get relegated. Mate, Northampton, you're gonna get relegated. Late in the winter game in hand. Bro, you guys need to fix up. What is this? I'll need to fix up, man. You're about to get relegated. How many games is there in that league? 24 teams. So 42 games. 46 games. So I'll need to fix up. Nah. I'll need to fix up, bro. What are you guys doing? Newcastle are Arsenal, but not good on set piece. Nah, I disagree. Arsenal have a better striker in Gyökeres. They have a better second striker in Gabriel Jesus. They have a better winger in Saka and Trossard. Saka been a bit washed this season, but still, we'll give it to them. They've got a better midfield in Declan Rice. They've got a better structure. They've got better fullbacks. They've got defensive fullbacks. Whereas Newcastle has inverting fullbacks. But then Newcastle pick up all their injuries and they can't play with that same system that Eddie Howe loves. Newcastle is very different from Arsenal. The way they play, the way they defend. But the biggest thing with Newcastle is not just the set pieces. For me, they're so dependent on fullbacks. They are so dependent on Lewis Hall and Livramento, especially Livramento. Look at the drop-off when Tino Livramento does not play. Look at the drop-off when Kimo Rice does not play. And both of them are injured. Like, you cannot, as a team, be so reliant on two players. You just cannot. You just can't do that. Like, you're asking for trouble. You're asking, please fuck me over. You're asking, I want one injury to ruin my season. That's what you're doing. There's no thought process in this. None at all. I'll say that. There's no thought process in this at all. Newcastle are trying to be pragmatic, but they're a dull version of Arsenal in terms of quality. It's not pragmatic though, is it? Pragmatic would be, put your tall striker up top, Waltmade. They're not putting Waltmade up top. They're trying to play this weird false 9 thing with Anthony Gordon. And sit back. But they're not sitting back. They're not sitting back, they're not defending as much as they should. Not being pragmatic, that's a problem. They should be pragmatic. They should Sink deep, sink into your own box. 4-4-2, classic old school English football. Long ball over the top because they've got too many injuries. They've got too weak of a defense. They're too weak build-up wise. Don't have the scorers other than Harvey Barnes and Walter, but they're not doing any of that. Not even playing Walter. You know how fucked up that is? They're not even playing their best player. I think he's their best player. Not playing him, bro. Like that's fucked. That's scuffed. You're asking for trouble. Like, what can I say? But nah, I don't think Newcastle is pragmatic at all. If Newcastle was pragmatic, where are they in the league? Let me check. I think they're 11, 12. They're 10th. They have moved up to 10th. They'll drop down 12th after we beat them. Or something like that. But Newcastle is not pragmatic. If Newcastle was pragmatic, they would not be 10th. They'd be a lot higher in the league. But Newcastle have one of those managers. Refuses to adapt to a situation. Eddie Howe refuses to change how he will play. As he is absolutely forced to. He is trying to play Anthony Gordon false nine. I don't even think it's a false nine. He's trying to play Anthony Gordon as the new Isak. Instead of completely changing the system by playing Walter. Trying to play Anthony Gordon. Not playing to his tools. It's not being pragmatic. Just being stubborn. And I love that. Keep being stubborn, because it will bite you in the ass. That's why they're 10th. And listen, the last time Newcastle beat us at the Etihad was, I believe, 2050 or 60. Something like that. So, they haven't beaten us at the Etihad in 10 years. At least. Could be 11 years. Let's go beat them again. Let's make it 12 years, eh? Let's make it 12 years. Let's go beat these. So, I've been waffling at this point. I'm just waffling at this point, but that's it for me. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Out of 10. That's out of 10. I don't think Harvey Barnes will score again. And my only reason, I didn't talk about Harvey Barnes at all. My only reason is, he did it once, he's not going to do it twice. Maybe I'm superstitious, but I don't think he's scoring against us twice. He did score. Then he scored up brace against us. You know what I mean. He's not scoring against us in 2 separate games. It ain't happening. So, Harvey Barnes, you did your best. But now you need to step down. Now you need to watch Erling Haaland, Omar Marmoush, just wrench you, scored 3 past you. You know what? This is my prediction. Marmoush 2 goals, Erling Haaland 1 goal, and who else? Let's pick a zesty pick here. Rodri, 1 goal. Marmoush 2, Haaland 1, Rodri 1. There you go. That is my score prediction. 4. Yeah, 4-0. You know what? Let me have chest. Let me have chest, bro. I've been sitting here all season with no chest. I've been sitting here all last season with no chest. Let me have chest. Let me have chest. 4-0. There you go. Yay. Alfred, guys. I'll leave it at that. 4-0 to the City. Alfred. I'll see you guys on the next one.